Sup, it's me, Lucky. I finally got a Lego set. I've been wanting to get one for ages now. This is the ATST Raider set from episode 4 of The Mandalorian, where he teams up with Cara Dune and kicks a bunch of Klatooinian ass. Klatooinians were basically a race of Raider aliens that were occupying the planet that got a hold of an ATST. Basically, ATSTs were these giant, they called them chicken walkers because they look like chickens. But basically, they were these sort of scout terrain walkers, not necessarily to, go out and kill a bunch of people, although they did quite a bit of that. They were more for scouting and whatnot, and backup. But they still did pack a punch. They were not something to shy away from. They were a big, big threat. So, yeah, I've been waiting to get a Lego set for ages now, so I thought I would, have a little fun and put this thing together. So, join me. Now we're going to change the view. There we go. Oh, my hands. Hold on. I'm sorry, I had to. Yeah. So, let's have some fun. I tried doing a live stream of this, but it just would not work for the life of me. So I got angry and shut it off, and I was like, fine, I'll do it myself. So, yeah, it was just an absolute pain in the butt. I just could not do it for the life of me. I literally tried absolutely everything and nothing would work. It was just it was unbearable. I'm not gonna lie. I literally spent 20 minutes trying to get the thing going because I thought, yeah, this would be, a good idea. And, it just wouldn't really cooperate, as they say. But, who cares? So this will be kind of I guess, I don't know if I'm going to do an episode of the podcast today. I got some stuff later to do, but I'll try and do it. This could kind of be my sort of mini podcast. Almost knocked that off. Where are his legs? Where are your legs? No! No! What happened to his legs? Oh, there they are. I was like, wait, did they not give him legs? I was like, that's cruel. This is seriously the first Lego set I've bought in ages. I'm not kidding. I really am not. So, I think I'm going to get back into Legos again. As childish as that sounds. A 21-year-old amateur voice actor that still likes Legos. I guess, to be fair, a lot of people collect them. Then again, I'm a nerd, so what do I care? Yeah. So, I saw this one. I wanted this one for a while, but it went out of stock. So, where's his head? They didn't give him an actual face. It was just some little, black head. Just solid black. Which is cool, because they used to have, back in the day with Legos, they used to have, like the clones would have these like black heads, and you'd put on the helmet, and the helmet had like this little like eye socket basically, and the black would be like the visor. It was really cool. But I used to use that all the time back in the day. I loved Legos when I was a kid. I was the biggest Lego fan to literally have ever walked the face of the earth. That's no exaggeration. You know? Like, I played with more Legos than any human being to ever live. So, I don't know. I have like this giant bucket of Legos I could get out and start building stuff with. Maybe I'll do that. If this is successful, I might do more kind of cool, different videos like this if you guys want. And there we have Mando. Alright. I am so thirsty today. It is insane. I don't know why. Anywho, though. Alright, let's get back to it. So, I'm wondering how all of you have been doing. I've been doing moderately okay. My health has not been the best lately, but I'll be fine. You know, I've been through far worse, so I'll be fine though. Okay, then you get one of these. Put that there. This is chill. This is like... This really is like... you know, the tingly ASMR stuff. Which, if anybody actually wants me to do that, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'm more of the acting kind of guy, but like, you know, I mean, people want it, I'll deliver. Like I said, when I came back from YouTube after that long wild break last year, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get into different stuff. Live streams, gaming walkthroughs, podcasts, all kinds of stuff. Impressions, I mean, just anything and everything. So, if y'all want it, I'll do it. Dude, The Mandalorian is just such a good show. I mean, good grief, man. You know, just like everybody else last year, you know, as a part of the whole worldwide phenomenon when Season 2 came out. Like, I remember, like, just the hype surrounding that show was unbelievable. It was just at a fever pitch, you know. It was crazy. It was absolutely insane. You know, because Season 1 was just such a big, like, surprise. Like, we knew it was going to be cool and pretty good, probably, but not as good as we thought. Like, it was insanely good. It's just a masterpiece, you know. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like, you know, the new Star Wars films and stuff, which is fine. I personally did, actually, surprisingly. I liked The Last Jedi quite a bit, and I'm not saying that ironically. I actually enjoyed it, but, no, it was just kind of like, you know, it just came out and just blew absolutely everybody away with just how, like, you know, back to basics and just, like, well made it was, you know. It was simple, but, like, just really, really good, you know. Like, when it used its, you know, time and whatnot, it used it very well. Like, it was just so good. I mean, there's no other way of saying it. It was just such an incredible show, you know. Just so beautiful. cinematography was incredible and just phenomenal. And the music. Ludwig Göransson is one of the best dudes in the business, I would say. He's going to be up there with, like John Williams, who else? Hans Zimmer, he's a great one. I mean, good grief. The guy is so talented. He worked on Creed, and he worked on, obviously Black Panther, which was great. The guy just keeps just hitting it, The guy's amazing. So, I just cannot not, if you listen to the Mandalorian theme, from the show, come on. Do not sit there and act like you don't like it. It is amazing. It'll put a smile on anyone's face, It's become iconic. It's an iconic theme now, It's just when you hear it, just ba-ba, rumble on in, it's so just satisfying, It's just such a good theme for such a great show. You really cannot, you just can't beat it, You really can't. It's just, some people don't like it. They think it's cringy, but I'm what are you talking about? It's incredible. You cannot sit there and say that's bad. You're lying to yourself if you say it's bad. Come on. We all know how good it is. Because that's the thing, is he came in and just did the soundtrack for the show. And it was incredible because it was it felt like it belonged in Star Wars. It felt very much like Star Wars-y. But it also felt like something completely new and original, That's a pretty incredible feat, It was just incredible. Just such a great show. Good lord. And the action, the action is just phenomenal. Just the gunfights are incredible. And in season 2, obviously, it was just incredible. The whole, crate dragon fight, that was incredible. Running away from the spiders was absolutely terrifying. And of course, the Boba Fett entrance, whatnot, was iconic. It's become iconic now. Boba Fett literally just thundering on in and just kicking all kinds of butt. His theme, by the way, I love his new theme. It's so cool. I'm always going to be partial to, the John Williams theme, but, it's really hard these days because it's very good. It's very, very good and well made, And obviously, Ahsoka was incredible. And whatnot. The fight on the the Juggernaut trucks carrying Rhydonium was great, and obviously the whole Luke Skywalker, Mando versus Moff Gideon finale. It's just incredible, and the effects obviously are just top notch. They're extremely, extremely good. For a TV show, it's just movie level quality. That's something is I really like about about the new Marvel and Star Wars shows, is they really do feel movie quality, So I really appreciate that, It really does feel like a movie. So I'm excited for the Book of Boba Fett, which is coming out later this year. You know, some people are like, well, I wanted to see more of the Mandalorian, and like, yeah, I kind of get that. But like, you know, come on, it's Boba Fett. Don't sit there and act like you don't want it. Like, Filoni and Favreau are still part of it, which is great, because, you know, they know what they're doing. If I remember correctly, like, reportedly what it's essentially going to be about is kind of chronicling the life of Boba Fett, basically. You know? Because that's the thing is, like, in canon, like, we don't know too much about, like, what happened to him, you know? Because, like, we knew, obviously, you know, in Attack of the Clones, basically, he was taken in by Jango Fett as sort of his father. It is his father. Yeah, he's not his biological father, but he still is, you know, his dad at heart, you know. And the kind of film basically showed that, you know, essentially, obviously, Jango was killed, and he was sort of left alone, basically, to defend himself. Then in Star Wars, you know, the Clone Wars, we saw quite a bit more of, you know, him and what he was doing, basically. But then, up until about, like, A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back, we didn't know quite a bit about him, you know? He was still a bit, like, unknown, if that makes sense. I mean, we had some comics, obviously, that pointed some stuff out, but, you know, for the most part, he was pretty unknown, if that makes sense, in terms of what he was kind of doing, so. What in the hell is that thing? That's annoying. I'm angry right now. But yeah, no, it was just a great character. I lose my train of thought. That's the problem with me, is once I forget stuff, I just say random nonsense. You know? It just, like, spews out of my head. It's weird. But no, I'm extremely excited, because we don't really know too much, at least canon-wise, what the dude was up to. So, personally, that really honestly excites me. Because I want to know what's going down. You know, I want to know what happened to the dude. What was going on. You know, because that was the thing, is before Disney got the rights to Star Wars, they were basically working on a game called Star Wars 1313. This is infamous to all Star Wars fans. I'm gonna move the mic away. This is infamous to all Star Wars fans and just in general gaming fans. It's known as being one of the most these are my shorts, by the way. See? They're my shorts. It's kind of weird because they look like they're white. They're actually like pink. They're nice and comfy though. This is my shirt. And this is me. Anywho. But no, that's the thing, is it's very, very infamous because basically what it was that they were making this game called Star Wars 1313, which was basically going to be like a Boba Fett game. Focused on him in his earlier years as a bounty hunter, showing how he kind of became one. and it was set in the underworld of Coruscant. Because basically, you know, if you don't know, under Coruscant, which is this giant, basically city-wide planet, there is a bunch of these like holes that are dug into the planet, and each one of these holes have like thousands of different levels, you know, and floors basically. Why is this thing not getting in? There we go. But it was going to show him, because it was going to feature heavily with him. And it was going to show him that, and it kind of showed the darker, seedier underbelly of Coruscant. Which would have been absolutely incredible to see. They actually did have like an E3 demo, but that's literally all we saw of it, because basically once Lucasfilm, or when Disney acquired the rights to it, they basically, you know, everything was kind of canceled, and Lucasfilm Games got kicked out the window. So it was never, excuse me, hold on, hiccup. But they canceled the game, and it sucks because it looked absolutely incredible. It was basically the inspiration. They had said it was basically if they made like an Uncharted style Star Wars game focused around Boba Fett in the underworld of Coruscant, which sounds like such a dang cool concept. But obviously, you know, unfortunately, it got taken out because of the deal and whatnot, which sucks, because that sounds like an incredibly unique, interesting idea. Like the underworld of Coruscant featuring Boba Fett. Like, that would have been incredible. But they canceled it. Boo-hoo! Good lord. But, yeah, so The Bad Batch. I don't know if I'm going to do a reaction series of it or about it or whatever, because it's like I still need to finish Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I have not finished, because it's just like those videos take so long to make, so it's like really daunting to get into new shows and stuff, because that stuff takes quite a long time to make, you know? So, I don't know. What the? I could have swore I just saw a ghost. Oh well. Piss off, ghost! It's a Thor reference. So, yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool when you look at the footage of it and just kind of hear about it, because it was just such a That's the thing, is a lot of Star Wars games tend to get canceled. They really do. It's like just bad luck at this point to make a Star Wars game, because it's like a lot of these things do get canceled, unfortunately. You know? Another one was Star Wars The Force Unleashed 3, which was another favorite series of mine, Star Wars-wise, that basically focused on Galen Merrick, aka Starkiller. He was basically Darth Vader's secret apprentice. And it basically followed him sort of establishing the rebellion, basically, and whatnot, shortly after Revenge of the Sith. you know. So it was an incredibly cool idea that just never came to pass, really. Or boot. I don't know what they say. I don't know what the saying is, you know. Where is this? How do you put this thing together, man? This is a lot harder than it looks, actually. Then again, it's an idiot like me putting a Lego set together, so what do you expect? So, yeah. I know, you're beeping. Now shut up. Of course I miss. Hold on. Alrighty, I'm back. I'm back! Woo! The 90s are back, baby! That's an obscure reference. Whew. Okay. Well, alrighty, I think I'm almost done with this. Or at least this part. Can you imagine having to put together one of those giant ones? Oh my gosh. Gatorade. Keeps me warm. It's another reference. Anywho. No, wait, is that? Okay, never mind. There we go. That's the right way. I am such an idiot. But yeah, that game was basically gonna be about sort of like a open world co-op like Star Killer and Vader game, which sounds absolutely insane. Like you playing as Darth Vader and Star Killer in like a co-op game. That sounds incredible. Like that, it's just, Star Wars is full of so many good ideas that just get obliterated. You know? Like Alderaan. That's a good one. But no, yeah, it's a really good game franchise. I have the first game on my Steam account. Actually, I bought it. But yeah, that's the thing. One of the biggest games, and this might be actually making a comeback. You ask any Star Wars fan worth their salt, what is the greatest Star Wars game ever made? And they're going to say, Star Wars Connect. No, that game is trash. That is a bad game. No, it's Knights of the Old Republic, which it's my favorite Star Wars game. I've been playing quite a bit of it lately, actually. It's a masterpiece. It's beautiful. It's incredible. You know, basically it takes place thousands upon thousands of years before any of the films, the Skywalker saga, basically. And it takes place during a time called the Old Republic. This is basically back when many of the old Sith were still alive, when the Sith Empire and the Galactic Republic were basically just going at each other in all-out war and whatnot. And in KOTOR, basically what had happened was the Mandalorians, back in the day, were going about in the Outer Rim and just destroying everything. I hope I'm not boring anyone. So stick around. I'm fully useless knowledge. But no, basically it took place during the Old Republic, and these Mandalorians were essentially going around and killing everybody in sight in the Outer Rim. The Outer Rim was basically, in the galaxy of Star Wars, it's a circle like that. And the Outer Rim was, around it, on the very edge of the galaxy. That's where places like Tatooine are, where there are many distant planets and whatnot that really don't take place and that aren't really that important and whatnot to the entire wider galaxy. Yet still, important and pivotal events and things have happened there. And there was a guy named Darth Revan. Savior, conqueror, hero, villain. He was all things, but none of them. Basically, Darth Revan was sort of known as basically the chosen one of his time. He was sort of the Anakin Skywalker of that time, basically, where he was unbelievably powerful and skilled, both with the lightsaber and the Force. I'm trying to get this sticker on, and it's not working. Hold on, I'll just take it off. But he was known as an extremely gifted Jedi, and he was actually from the Outer Rim and whatnot. So when basically the Mandalorians started going in the Outer Rim, his home, and just killing everyone, he obviously got a little upset. So what he did was basically, he went to the Jedi and was like, because he was a Jedi, he was a, famous Jedi warrior, Jedi Knight or whatever, and was basically like, we need to help these people, because they're just getting killed and slaughtered out here. And the Jedi were like, we will, but we gotta wait till the right time. So he kind of realized, like, yeah, these guys are a bunch of idiots. We're not getting anywhere. And he really, really was not in a great mood, especially, So he was kind of just angry and just betrayed, basically. And eventually he just realized, like, yeah, this is nothing here is gonna do anything. We're screwed, basically. So he was like, well, he basically pulled a Thanos. He was like, fine, I'll do it myself. So what he did was he basically went out and joined Darth Malik and took him as his apprentice, basically. And he joined the dark side. But here's the thing. This is one of the reasons why Revan is such a great character, is that unlike Anakin Skywalker, who fell to the dark side, he was seduced by the dark side and fell to it, he willingly joined it. Which, at the time, and just in Star Wars in general, that is a crazy thing, Like, that is a very unique, insane choice, basically. Hold on, I got an idea. Will this block everything so you can't see, though? Yes, it will. Well, hold on, maybe if I put it here. Maybe. I don't know exactly know where to put this thing. I'll just keep it here. But basically, that was a crazy decision. Because really, no one had ever been like that before. Nobody had ever done anything really like that. So for a lot of the Jedi, they were just like absolutely baffled. They were, they were just completely baffled by that. Because it was such an odd decision. It's like, yeah, why did this guy join the dark side? And then, no, don't fall. But no, that's what makes him such a great character, is that Darth Revan basically, what makes him such a good character is he became a villain, kind of. But he was, he really was a villain with a point. Like, he had good intentions, Like, he didn't join the dark side to become evil and take over the galaxy and whatnot. He literally just did it because he wanted to save innocent people from being slaughtered. Because the Mandalorians were literally going from planet to planet and just wiping everyone out off the map. So he realized, like, the clock is ticking and I need to stop this. So he went after something called the Star Forge. Now, the Star Forge made the Death Star look like a pebble, basically. The Star Forge was essentially this sort of orbital, technological facility. This super weapon of sorts that was created by the Infinite Empire. The Infinite Empire was basically inhabited by a... I can't remember their name. Hold on. They were inhabited by a, alien race called... Let's see. I can't... It's on the tip of my tongue. Infinite Empire. Rakatan. That's what they are. They were basically inhabited by the Rakatan, basically. This is what they looked like. That dude. And they were basically an ancient race of aliens that created this thing called the Star Forge. And the Star Forge was... I hope I'm not boring everybody. I just like talking about Star Wars and nerdy stuff. I know everybody's going to be like, no, Lucky, it's fine. Don't worry. It's actually adorable. It is kind of... That's the thing, is like... As a guy, like... Any girl that is, like, nerdy and whatnot, like, that likes Marvel and DC and Star Wars and stuff. There's Cara Dune. Hold on. Mando, it's you. Oh, Cara, what are you doing? Oh, so I just came to see you, and it's like, happy ending. Good God, I ship the both of them though. I really do. I honestly thought they were like gonna get together in in season 1, because they really did look like it. It is kind of sad that we're probably not gonna see much of Cara Dune anymore, but I hold out hope that she'll come back. I think she'll come back someday. I think they'll bring her back. She really is a cool character, honestly. Like an ex-rebel soldier, shock trooper. Became, like this deputy, like this space sheriff. Like, that's a cool idea for a character, honestly. But, back to KOTOR. Sorry. But, yeah, you can listen to me be nerdy all day. If you want. If you don't, then, you obviously can leave. I don't blame you. But, back to the story. Basically, the Starforge was this extremely powerful super weapon. What it could basically do is actually pretty incredible. It was essentially an infinite source of creating things. Like, it could make an infinite amount of ships, weapons, devices, and all kinds of parts and stuff. It basically could literally create an infinite empire. So basically, he was like, well, we need to get to this thing, because if we can get to this, we can beat them. We can stop the Mandalorians from killing everyone. So he took Darth Malak under his wing, and they went out and searched for it. And they went from, planet to planet, Tatooine, Dantooine, Kashyyyk, Korriban, this other one. I can't remember. I don't know. But they went to these planets to get these pieces of the Starforge, so they could put it together, and it was basically a map where they could find the thing. But that's the thing, is they basically went on this giant crusade against the Mandalorians. And they waged war across the galaxy and whatnot. And the Jedi were like, oh boy, we may have screwed up just a tad bit. Because they eventually realized, like, yeah, we basically just created a possible supervillain. But that's the thing, is he was kind of bad, kind of good. He didn't join the dark side because he got seduced by it, or he wanted to join it so he could be evil and stuff. He literally just wanted to join so he could learn more force powers and stuff, so he could, use that stuff to save people. Essentially, the idea behind his character was that he was going to become the bad guy of the Star Wars universe, so there wouldn't be a worse bad guy to come along. He was essentially going to be the sort of scapegoat bad guy villain of the Star Wars universe, so no one else could come along like a Palpatine and be 100 times worse than him. So he waged war across the galaxy, and he eventually won the war, but he started to take drastic measures. Sort of like the ends justify the means type of measures. Like, he detonated a super weapon on a planet called Malachor 5, which basically killed, like, all of his troops on the planet and the Mandalorians. And it literally just destroyed the planet so badly that it created a wound in the Force and created the next villain, something even far scarier, called Darth Nihilus. Now, Darth Nihilus is scary. I actually think I used to have a little action figure of him. But Darth Nihilus was basically a Sith. Not too much of a Sith, as in he supported the Order, but he was just technically one. Where, basically, it's pretty insane, but it's true, is that he was essentially a living wound in the Force. The Force was damaged and hurt literally so badly. It took this person's body and literally created a literal wound, a living wound in the Force, where it was essentially this dude in this body where it was like, there wasn't a guy controlling it. It was literally... It's insane. But it was literally this dude puppeting this wound in the Force, puppeting this dead guy's body. It was insane. Because it was literally like, essentially, his entire body was hollow on the inside. But, you know, the Force literally just like went into his body and puppeted him from the inside. So really, it literally wasn't a real body. It was just like the Force puppeting the thing. It was insane. And it was so wounded so badly, it literally, its job, its purpose was to go from planet to planet to drain it of its energy, because it hungered. It needed, needed energy, needed a life source to continue and live on. So, basically, things weren't doing great. But basically, after, Revan had defeated the Mandalorians, Malak essentially went after the Starforge and whatnot. But, essentially how it started is that there was this young adult character called, just whoever or whatever. Just this random character that woke up on this ship that was getting blown to smithereens by Malak. And basically, after this person woke up, they crash-landed on a planet called Taurus, which was under lockdown by the Sith, and they eventually found Bastila Shan, escaped with her, and left the planet, basically. And eventually they trained this person as a Jedi because he found out he had Force powers. And then what happened was basically the Jedi took him in, trained him, made him a Jedi, even though he was too old, and they wouldn't necessarily train him. And then they learned the tale of Revan, and they had to go stop him because, he was... Or, well, not Revan, but Revan essentially was told that Malak had betrayed him and whatnot, and blew up his ship. And Bastila Shan and the rest of her crew, the Galactic Republic and the Jedi, basically had captured him and whatnot. He went unconscious and captured him. But Malak was basically trying to get to the Starforge, meanwhile, again, and to basically be evil and rule the galaxy, as, kind of it goes. And they basically went on this journey trying to find all these pieces of the Starforge, learning the tale of Revan and Malak, and finally, they eventually found out the truth. When Revan, or the character basically, your character you play as, went and fought Malak, basically, they had, it's crazy, but they came up with one of the greatest reveals and plot twists in gaming history. And what it basically was that the character you played as was Revan. Basically, when Revan got knocked out, the Jedi took him, brainwashed him, erased his memories, and essentially turned him into a Jedi. So, basically, then what happened is you and Bastila fought against Malak, you beat Malak, and then you both fall in love, and the game ends. But then it was told that Revan, when he was out, looking for the Starforge, had felt and discovered a threat, an enemy out there far, far worse than, anything he'd ever seen, basically. Alright, well, I'm gonna take a quick break. Then I will get back to building this. So, peace.